China is so vast that some regions seem to exist in a world of their own, far from the cities we usually see. Deep among the mountains and forests, ancient villages, enormous caves, and isolated structures appear like traces hidden by time. Some places were shaped by nature over millions of years, while others carry the stories of communities that have lived in near isolation for generations. Before we begin, what topic would you like us to explore next? Leave a comment and let us know. Today, we leave the familiar routes behind and step into a side of China rarely seen, where every hidden place reveals a completely different story. A pair of phoenix wings glides across the sky, and below lies Fenghuang ancient town, an old town on the Tuojiang River in Hunan province, China. Old tile roofs, wooden riverside houses, and narrow streets create an ancient scene that feels almost separate from the modern world. From above, the whole town stretches between mountains and water, with bridges connecting the two riverbanks. When night falls, lights from the houses reflect on the water, turning Fenghuang into a bright and enchanting scene. Every day, visitors come here to take boat rides on the river, explore the old town, and enjoy the full view from the bridges. Its ancient beauty by day and glowing night scenery have made Fenghuang one of the old towns that leaves the strongest impression on visitors to China. If you bring food while climbing this mountain, be ready to be attacked and robbed by an organized gang of wild monkeys. Those wild Tibetan macaques live along the road up Mount Emei, the highest sacred Buddhist mountain among China's 4 holy mountains in Sichuan province. On the Golden Summit, more than 9,800 feet high, a gilded statue of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, 157 feet tall and weighing 660 tons, stands above the sea of clouds with 10 faces looking toward the 10 directions. Another wonder, called the Buddha's Light, appears when sunlight shines through the sea of clouds, creating a 7-colored halo around the shadow of the person watching. On moonless nights, hundreds of strange green lights also appear scattered throughout the forest, and science still has not fully explained their origin. It is this mix of sacred beauty and strange unsolved mysteries that has made Mount Emei one of the most revered mountains in China. Just about 4 miles from the center of modern Hangzhou, amid high-rise buildings and busy traffic, there is still a vast wetland where time seems to have stopped. That place is Xixi, China's first national wetland park, located only about 3 miles west of the famous West Lake. Nearly 70% of the park's area is water, winding through 6 main creeks and countless small ponds and lakes spread all around. This land once covered about 23 square miles in history, before urbanization gradually reduced it to only 1/6 of its original size. With a history of more than 1,800 years, it was once a favorite retreat for many writers and poets of ancient times. Today, visitors can still paddle through those ancient canals and waterways, right in the heart of one of China's fastest-growing cities. One of the most famous sayings in China was born right here. The carp leaps over the dragon gate and becomes dragon, meaning those who keep pushing through hardship to change their lives. That waterfall is called Hukou, located on the Yellow River, right on the border between Shanxi and Shaanxi provinces. The river, which is usually about 980 feet wide, is suddenly squeezed down to only about 66 to 98 feet as it flows through a narrow gorge, making the water plunge violently as if pouring from the mouth of a giant kettle. In spring, when the ice melts upstream, the water flow can surge to as much as about 353,000 cubic feet per second, carrying broken ice floes rushing through the current. Just below the waterfall, there is also a bridge called Gulangyu, linking the two provinces right above the violently swirling water. On bright sunny days, rising spray forms a thick mist, refracting the light into a rainbow that stretches across the whole waterfall, a sight that leaves anyone who sees it stunned. From this very grassland, armies that once conquered almost the entire Eurasian continent were born and raised before uniting into a giant empire. That steppe is Hulunbuir, located in northeastern Inner Mongolia, bordering both Russia and Mongolia, and larger than the area of England. For more than 2,000 years, this place has been seen as the cradle of many northern nomadic tribes, from the Xiongnu and Xianbei to the Khitan, before the ancestors of Genghis Khan also grew up on this very land. With more than 3,000 rivers and 500 lakes of all sizes winding through the steppe, it is considered one of the 4 largest grasslands in the world that remain intact and preserved. Today, more than 40 ethnic minorities still live together on this land, preserving the traditional nomadic way of life among freely roaming herds of livestock. Although summer is short and cool, winter here is so harsh that temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit, turning the entire lush green steppe into a vast white frozen land. Before America's Wall Street was born, China had its own version, hidden behind ancient city walls from 600 years ago. That old town is Pingyao, located in Shaanxi province, and it has been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site since 1997 because it has preserved the appearance of the Ming and Qing dynasties intact. The city wall surrounding the town was built in 1370, is more than 4 miles long and 39 feet high, with 72 watchtowers symbolizing the 72 disciples of Confucius. In 1823, China's first draft bank, named Rishengchang, was founded right here, inventing a paper-based money transfer system instead of transporting dangerous silver ingots across the country. Today, nearly 4,000 ancient buildings from the Ming and Qing periods remain intact inside the city walls, turning the whole town into a living museum of that glorious past. The Leshan giant Buddha is the largest stone Buddha statue in the world, as tall as a 23-story building, carved directly into a mountainside. The statue stands on Lingyun Cliff in Leshan City, Sichuan Province, facing the place where the 3 rivers, the Min River, the Dadu River, and the Qinghai River meet. The project was started in 713 by the monk Haitong, who believed the statue would help calm the fierce waters that had swallowed countless boats passing through this place. When officials threatened to seize the donated money for construction, he gouged out his own eyes in front of everyone to prove his sincerity. The project took 90 years to complete, long after Haitong had passed away, thanks to his disciples and local officials who continued to contribute labor and funds. At its peak, 1 out of every 3 households on this tiny island owned a piano, an unbelievable number for anywhere in China. That island is Gulangyu, located off the coast of Xiamen City in Fujian Province, where no cars, motorcycles, or even bicycles are allowed to operate. After the Opium Wars, this small island became an international concession, where 13 Western countries once built consulates and villas in their own architectural styles. It was the passion for music from the time of missionary schools that made this place home to China's only and largest piano museum, displaying antique pianos from the 17th century. In 2017, UNESCO officially recognized Gulangyu as a World Heritage Site, acknowledging the value of this historic international settlement. Today, amid silent alleys with no engine noise, Gulangyu still exists as a vivid museum of European architecture in the heart of China. There is a temple as tall as a 30-story building, built straight into a sheer cliff, with no support pillars rising from the ground. This hanging temple is on Mianshan Mountain, in Jiexu City, Shaanxi Province, and is also called Ji Mountain after the loyal official Ji Zitui. During the spring and autumn period, Ji Zitui once cut flesh from his own thigh to keep the exiled crown prince Chong'e alive. But when that prince came to the throne, Jai chose to withdraw into seclusion on the mountain instead of accepting a reward. To force Ji Zitui to appear, the king ordered the whole forest set on fire, but Jai and his mother firmly chose to embrace a tree and die in the sea of flames rather than leave. Today, more than 1 billion Chinese people still observe this holiday every year, though few still remember that it began with the tragedy that took place on this very mountain. Across China, there is only one place where the country's two most famous symbols, the Great Wall and the Yellow River, truly touch each other. That rare meeting point is in Lao Niu Bay, an ancient village stretching along the border between Shaanxi Province and Inner Mongolia, affectionately called Old Ox Bay by local people. This is also the first point where the Yellow River bends and flows into Shaanxi Province, beginning a majestic canyon that stretches along the border of the two provinces. The wall built during the Ming Dynasty still stands tall right here along the edge of the canyon, like an old friend holding the river's hand after hundreds of years. Not far from there, the water suddenly curves 270 degrees to form Taiji Bay, with a shape that recalls China's ancient yin-yang symbol. With scenery that blends nature and history in this way, Lao Niu Bay is listed among the 10 most beautiful canyons in China, though it is still quite unfamiliar to most international travelers. Around the world, this is the only waterfall where people can walk through a natural tunnel right behind the roaring curtain of falling water. That waterfall is called Huangguoshu, located on the Baishui River in Arshaan City, Guizhou Province, and is considered the largest waterfall in Asia. At about 255 feet high and 331 feet wide, the roar of the water can carry as far as 3 miles. Behind that curtain of water is Shuilian Cave, about 440 feet long, where visitors wearing raincoats can walk through, touching the falling water right beside them as they go. This very cave was once chosen as a filming location for the classic 1986 series Journey to the West, becoming the imagined home of Sun Wukong on screen. To this day, even though millions of visitors have come here, the feeling of standing deep inside a giant waterfall still leaves anyone who steps in stunned, as if seeing it for the first time. The giant Buddha statues in the first 5 caves here were actually carved with the faces of 5 deceased emperors, not the Buddha. The Yungang grottoes complex is carved deep into the Wuzhou mountain cliffs in Datong City, Shaanxi Province, and was built throughout the Northern Wei period from 460 to 525. The monk Tan Yao, who began the project, had Buddha statues carved with the faces of past rulers, quietly affirming that the emperor was the living embodiment of the Buddha. The whole complex stretches for more than 6/10 of a mile and includes 252 caves and rock niches containing more than 51,000 statues of many sizes. The tallest statue rises to 57 feet, while the most famous open-air, seated Buddha statue is about 45 feet tall. In the empty Qinghai plateau, Qinghai Lake appears like a huge blue body of water, full of mystery among the distant mountains of China. Located at an elevation of more than 9,800 feet, it is the largest saltwater lake in China and has long been tied to many stories passed down by local people. The surface of the lake changes color with the light and the weather, sometimes deep blue, sometimes cold gray, making the landscape around it always feel unpredictable. The open lands, small islands, and almost uninhabited lakeshore make Qinghai Lake feel even more separate from the outside world. For many generations, this lake has also appeared in stories about strange creatures and phenomena that have not been clearly explained. Its vast size, isolation, and mysterious stories have made Qinghai Lake one of the most intriguing landscapes in Western China. Most famous stone forests in the world were formed from limestone, but this stone forest is the only case carved from granite by ancient glaciers themselves. Located in Hexigtan-Banner, Chifeng City, Inner Mongolia, the Ashihati Stone Forest sits at an elevation of about 5,600 feet in the Greater Qinghai Mountains. This granite mass actually formed about 150 million years ago in the late Jurassic period, before being worn down by quaternary glaciers into the shapes seen today. The name Ashihati in Mongolian means steep and dangerous rock peaks, accurately describing the shape of hundreds of towering stone pillars rising from the grassland. Local people have given each cluster of rocks vivid names, such as Moon Castle, Swan Brothers, or Eagle folding its wings, depending on the strange forms that nature has carved. Could Scotland's Loch Ness Monster have a twin hiding in China? That question still haunts those who have heard of Kanas Lake, deep in the Altai Mountains of Xinjiang, near the point where China's border meets Kazakhstan, Russia, and Mongolia. In 1985, a university professor came here to prove that the legend was only a myth, but he himself later said he had seen a school of giant reddish-brown fish swimming across the lake's surface. For decades, the local Tuo people have passed down stories of a monster that could drag even livestock to the bottom of the lake. In 2007, a scientific film crew finally captured footage of a giant taimen about 10 feet long, partly explaining the rumors that had lasted for centuries. At more than 617 feet deep, Kanas is now the deepest freshwater lake in China, and it still keeps secret what is truly hidden beneath its dark waters.